Werwin's Mead is absolutely beautiful. The combat is a great combination of Sekiro and Dark Souls combat, while also having some very cool MMORPG abilities based on martial arts. The exploration on this game is absolutely uncanny and really makes you want to explore the entire game over and over again. And there's a lot of multiplayer special events that help you get some cool cosmetics. So if you can deal with the gacha menus and mobile look of the UI, you're definitely gonna be able to get some very good times inside of this game. Especially considering the game doesn't seem to be pay to win at all other than cosmetics. So let's talk about my first impressions as an MMORPG player that is desperate to play something new and fun, but also not desperate enough to play complete dog trash. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Go to my Twitch to watch me live every morning. And let's get into it. Carrying something in this game feels as good as doing it in Sekiro. It's just so fun. Dodging them slows time down so you can do more damage to the enemies. It is just absolutely amazing. The fact that you have and can change between different weapons to do different types of abilities. You have multiple different types of weapons as well to try out different builds, different traits to put in to combine with these builds. Plus your martial arts builds that you actually end up getting through the story and the open world and some quests. An actual skill tree to make you upgrade your stuff as well. And an upgrade system that doesn't seem to be pay to win. As well as the company itself saying there will never be pay to win at all. Makes all the systems very fun to deal with. That being said, you will still have to deal with them. And the amount of currencies and menus that you're gonna have to go through is very annoying. Thankfully, most of the systems are only for cosmetics, so unless you really just want to look cool, you won't really have to deal with any of this honestly pretty cringe mobile slop. The game does reward you a lot for just playing the game and exploring, and give you a lot of cool stuff to get free skins and free gacha pulls, but you will have to go through all these places and understand how they work to get these benefits, even though they're free. I personally would not really go for this, as it will make you crazy, and just explore the world and have fun with it. And once you finish everything, you can go in here one time on the menus and get everything that you have unlocked. It may not be the most efficient way of doing it, but it will make you destroy the enjoyment of this game. That being said, there seems to be one particular advantage from the Battle Pass that may be a little bit pay to win. The medicine limit. If you get the elite one, you'll get +1, and if you get the collection, you'll get +2. This means that you'll be able to get more of these little potions on combat, which in theory would give you a little bit of an advantage. But at the same time, this is a Trinity MMORPG, or well, whatever you're gonna call it. So in dungeons and bosses, you will have a healer that heals you. So will this actually be useful? I don't think anybody knows right now. So we'll have to wait how the endgame ends up working outside of just leveling dungeons and leveling bosses to see if this is gonna be a requirement to be competitive, or if it will even count for this type of content on just open world. Because I would guess that having more potions on PvP would be very useful. That being said, you could consider this just a subscription-based MMO if this ends up being the case. But I want to be transparent, saying, hey, you know, this is a possibility. Now, before I go into the end game, I want to talk a little bit about the open world, because it's a very interesting one. As I said before, the open world is filled of things that you can explore, mini quests that you just find in the world that end up getting you to a literal boss, which is super cool. These little puzzles that start getting you upgrades towards your character. So as soon as you see a little cat or a little butterfly, you want to go in there and help them to unlock more stuff. And all these little puzzles and events are super fun. And even multiplayer events that you can see in the map that give you special cosmetics that can be used to get special skins. This can only be gotten by doing this type of content, which I think is a very cool incentive to let people know, that yeah, playing the game and not just, you know, pay to winning for cosmetics is a good way of playing it. There's a little bit for everybody. It is also interesting to note, and I'll make an entire video about this once I get a better information about it, that the solo and multiplayer mode are very, very different. This is essentially the main mode where you can just go in here and actually kill enemies, do mini puzzles, do the side stories as well as the main quest, and get a lot of the progression done to upgrade your character. You can still play co-op in this and see other people's messages, just like in Dark Souls, as well as in binding them to fight bosses and stuff like this. But you can also go into the online mode as well. This is just another version of the world with, at least for what I've seen, none of the enemies, but it's filled of mini events and other types of puzzles, as well as giving you the possibility of seeing other people around you and talk to them, for example. This system is very, very interesting, and I'm really excited to see how it ends up working in the endgame. How much are we gonna be in the single player mode and how much in the multiplayer mode? I personally really like the event where you have to shame someone, a real player, for stealing too much inside of the game by throwing them fruits and vegetables to them. I think it's very, very fun, immersive, and very social. And you also have a lot of other types of content, like bosses and so on, that you can do with other people by repeating the campaign bosses, and who knows what we're gonna end up having later. I know that there's raids and stuff like this, but it's only the first day, so who knows. And speaking of that, right now there is a little bit of a time gate. In order to level up after certain brackets, you need to do this special trials, and right now they only unlock after being a certain level, but also after a few hours have passed since the launch. So you can't just go in here and completely ignore the story, level up super fast, and get to endgame instantly, which I kind of like because this game really has a lot of things to explore and experience that I kind of don't want people just ignoring. And let's be real, if there wasn't this time gate, I think I will absolutely just go straight forward into the endgame and not really experience anything of this. And yeah, the story is not the craziest thing ever. The dialogue is kind of meme. The voice acting is very good and the animations are very cool. But, you know, this is not Final Fantasy XIV, guys, in any way, shape, or form. But I kind of do enjoy the fact that the game forces me to go around the world exploring it and experiencing it, the good parts and the bad parts, so I can really have a better idea of what the game is really about, instead of just forcing me to go to the end game and kill the hardest boss. I know a lot of people don't think this way, but well, I guess I do. We'll definitely have to see how the end game is, and I'll make a video about that once we get there. I'll keep playing every day to make a video about that. So definitely go to my Twitch to watch me live, experiencing this new game. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and let me know what you guys have thought about this game. I'm very, very interested. See you guys around. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support my content. Love you all. Ciao, ciao.